So these Netiquette Agreements, there's a lot of words here, so I just wanted to read them to you. Please read this message regarding Camas School District's online learning expectations. We are excited to serve your students for another year and would like to take a moment to revisit and update you regarding our Netiquette guidelines. Video conferencing allows access to your student's camera and microphone on their digital device so that they can be seen and heard by the teacher and/or their peers, which I really love it when you guys participate in our live class discussions and turn your video on and unmute yourself and talk to us. We have updated our practice to include a provision allowing us to record online class sessions with students. The revision is as follows. Students will have the opportunity to take part in online class meetings and activities from home or elsewhere with their teachers during remote and hybrid learning. These meetings may be recorded and shared with students either for the purposes of reviewing the session or because they are absent from the meeting. Prior to the recording of webinars and meetings, the teacher will announce that the webinar and meetings will be recorded. Parents and students who, for reasons of privacy, do not wish to have their image or voices recorded may turn off their webcam and/or microphone. The videos are only for viewing by students and staff within the district, and teachers will limit sharing. Students may not share these videos with others. So pause for a second. I want you to know that I am not going to be recording our live sessions. But you can access the information and the activities with the live session slides if you are absent. And if you're absent, you need to access those slides, the live session slides, and then you need to email me a reflection showing that you did as much of the activity that you could, and that if you had any questions, you could ask those. So I will not be recording, but this is something that we agreed on as an 8th grade team that the language arts teachers would send out. So if any of your other teachers record you, they will warn you ahead of time. Recording lessons will ensure students have continued access to the learning beyond a scheduled session. We have protocols for monitoring and supporting student learning with video conferencing tools, but we need your help. We are asking that families discuss expectations around camera and microphone usage in addition to appropriate online etiquette. Please review and share the following guidance for students. Okay, so here's what we would like you to do. Ensure the video background is free from distractions and is school appropriate. So that means you should not have dirty clothes in your background, or you should not be in the bathroom. You just need, and there shouldn't be any like profanity on like a poster or something. Just make sure your background has nothing in it that should not be seen by everybody. Recording is prohibited by participants. This is actually a law in Washington State. Without asking permission, you are not allowed to record people. So don't break the law. Don't record people. Mute your microphone to avoid excess distraction when others are speaking. Remember, the exception to that is if you're in a breakout room. I like it when you unmute yourself unless you can't, so that you can kind of talk freely in your breakout room. Use the video conferencing tools to raise your hand and wait to be called on by the teacher before unmuting. And we've talked about that. It kind of depends on where we're at in the class thing. Oftentimes you can just unmute yourself and ask or share. But if I'm like in the middle of discussing something, then you'll want to raise your hand and wait for me to stop talking. Minimize, eliminate distracting noises or visuals that may disrupt learning, such as people walking by, tapping, loud music. And I know some of that's out of your control, guys, but give it your best shot. Maintain school discipline and behavior expectations, including respectful dialogue and dress code. Of course, we expect you to be kind and appropriate at all times, even on Zoom. So those are the guidelines. Notify staff immediately with concerns. So remember, if anything weird happens in like a breakout room or anything you're concerned about, ask for help right away using that little button at the bottom of the breakout room session. But you can also email me if it's not quite an emergency. You can email, and we'll keep everything anonymous to your peers. We'll keep that anonymous so they won't know it was you that brought up the concern. Don't hesitate to reach out to your school's team should you have further questions. Thank you for helping us to create a safe digital learning environment. All right, I'm really glad you guys have been participating in our Zoom sessions, and I'm hoping for more and more participation as people get comfortable. The forum below, you're going to answer some questions about how comfortable you are, and there is a little bit more here to read about the Netiquette guidelines.